feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and not suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now listen, you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? Time and energy is the highest forms of currency. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency at all times. Feel what I'm saying? I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that Guizop, chasing that Luciano. You understand me? But keep it in front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy is the highest forms of currency, my G. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, everybody already know, if you in tune with the channel, I've been a little under the weather, but I'm still going to tap in. I'm still going to tap in. Now, I'm feeling a lot better, but I still got a couple of more days where I can kind of clear this thing out. Feel what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. At all times, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, you see the thumbnail. You see the thumbnail. You understand me? You see the title. I mean, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this because it's only right that Grown Man Business TV give you that perspective. And we're gonna talk about Jada Pinkett Shakur, because I will never, ever, ever call her Jada Pinkett Smith again. The Smith is gone. Okay? Now we're gonna talk about this. The Smith is gone. If you don't want to do it legally, if Will don't wanna get some nuts, let his nuts hang, you know what I'm saying, and get some balls about the situation, I'ma do it, homie. You feel me? There is no more Smith on the back of that. So I'm gonna call you Jada Pinkett Shakur. Jada Pinkett Shakur, since you just drooling and you just wet for Pac. Like you just want Tupac so bad. You gotta have him. You understand? We gonna really talk about this. You understand? But not only are we gonna talk about Jada, you feel me? Not only are we gonna really break down this situation, because it's multiple different angles. We're gonna talk about the higher ups and the elites. You understand what I'm saying? And one thing for sure, two things for certain. You look at the content, you look at everybody that's speaking on this situation, and I haven't heard one person come from this perspective. I haven't heard one person come from this angle, and that's exactly why you come to Grown Man Business TV. Now, Jada, we go get back on this situation. We gonna get back on you, Jada Pinkett Shakur. There is no more Smith. Now, listen, man. It's a lot going on when it comes to Jada Pinkett Shakur. And I felt it was only right because, I gave y'all a video. I gave y'all a live stream where, I was preaching marriage. I told y'all, to go out there and get married. Find you a wife. Find you a strong black woman to hold you down. And I told y'all already, I'm not against interracial marriages, but I don't agree with interracial marriages. And I went down the whole, the whole 1, 2, 3, ABC. I broke the whole situation down when it come to being married. All the positive qualities that come with being married. And that was an amazing live stream that I gave y'all. So I thought that it was only right that I double back for a lot of the young men, a lot of the grown men, even the grown women that tune into this channel. I thought it was only right that I double back and I give y'all the other side of the coin. Oh, if it's a positive, it's a negative. If it's a negative, it's a positive. If it's a yin, it's a yang. And if it's a yang, it's a yin. And you can't have one without the other, my G. So I spoke about marriage. I feel like that's something that, the youngsters is missing. I feel like that's something that the new generation, they've been pushed out of. They've been brainwashed to think that marriage is X, Y, and Z. But I'm here to give y'all the other side of the spectrum. And Jada Pinkett Shakur, you are a prime example of the other side of the spectrum. Jada Pinkett Shakur. Yeah, you heard me right. I will not call her Jada Pinkett Smith anymore. You are no longer a Smith. Yeah. You ain't been a Smith in a long time. Now let's get into this now. Will and Jada been having their issues for some years now. for some years now. And I did a video some months ago about Jada. But this right here is gonna be the one that breaks the bank. This one right here, we're gonna break the bank when it comes to Jada Pinkett Shakur. Yes, Mrs. Shakur. You understand now? They've been having problems for a while now. They've been going in and out having situations, but I felt the need to really double back and speak on this situation because for some reason, Jada Pinkett Shakur thinks that it's feasible and thinks that it makes sense to now come out into, the media, come out into the public and do a whole bunch of explaining about her and Will Smith's situation. You understand what I'm saying? And what do you mean by that, GMB? Now, she just did a whole interview where she broke down, the whole situation with Chris Rock and how she didn't understand what happened and, she didn't really condone what Will Smith did because they have been separated for over 7 years. Over 7 years, and they don't call each other husband and wife and husband. So when she heard Will Smith say, don't keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth, it was a shocker to her because they don't talk like that to each other. And now listen, let me tell you something. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they was broken up. Maybe they was separated for 7 years and they don't talk like that to each other. But the issue that I'm having with Jada Pinkett Shakur is the fact that she felt the need to come out into the public and to explain that situation. And it was so, it was just so telling. It was so many red flags all over the field because you felt the need to come out and explain this situation that happened on live television. We all saw what happened. You don't really got to tell us what's going on because we saw it. we saw what happened. But you felt that you could still come out, manipulate the narrative, create your own narrative. Excuse me, I got a cough drop. I got a cough drop in my mouth right now. Keeping my nose clear. I'm doing that, so just ride with me. But you felt the need to try to create your own narrative, even though we saw what we saw. Chris Rock said something to you. You felt the way about it. You looked at Will Smith. You gave him that. Now Will was laughing at the joke. Will was not hostile. Will was not upset. Will was laughing at he thought it was funny. Your bald-headed alopecia having ass, he thought it was funny. Like you said, y'all ain't been together in 7 years. So Will didn't think it was out of pocket for what Chris Rock was saying to you, Lord. He didn't think it was out of pocket. But now you want to come over here, you want to go out into the media, you want to start telling the story and saying and trying to change the narrative and taking no accountability for your actions. Jada Pinkett Shakur, Mrs. Shakur, you need to take accountability. So now you're going to come out here and tell us that you didn't know what was going on. You was sitting there, you was minding your business. You didn't feel upset or you did nothing that triggered you that night. You didn't feel triggered. And out of nowhere, Will Smith just gets up and he lashes out. You understand what I'm saying? And I thought it was disgusting work, my G. And I always talk about this. It's not all women. So I don't ever want anybody to get this confused. But the majority of women, it's like a kryptonite. It's like a kryptonite when accountability is a kryptonite for most women. It is a kryptonite, my G. It is the hardest thing. Women, these women can have sex with multiple men. We gonna get into this, Jada Pinkett Shakur. Mrs. Shakur, because we not gonna call you, we gonna take the Smith off of that. Yeah. Here at Grown Man Business TV, here on my channel, on my platform, we will no longer call you Jada Pinkett Smith. Your ass is Shakur now, okay? But when it comes to taking accountability for your actions, you just a regular female, homie. You're no different from a McDonald's worker. You're no different from an Amazon's worker. You might as well just be a regular Joe Smo because just like everybody else, you took no accountability. And I thought it was disgusting work because, again, this is not a situation that took place behind closed doors and, you were able to paint the narrative and paint the picture that you want to be delivered to the people. This is something that happened in public. In public. And we saw what happened. We saw the body mannerisms. We saw the facial expressions. We felt the energy. And we saw the reaction. After every action, there's a reaction. Listen, we saw the chain of reactions that led up to the big smack heard around the world. And now you want us to believe you was just sitting there and Will, and you didn't understand why he did it because y'all wasn't together. Again, I already told y'all about marriage. I already gave y'all a video about the positive and the beautiful side of marriage. And now I want to give you the other side of the spectrum. I want to give you the other side of the coin. That's disgusting work. Jada, Pinkett, Shakur, you should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely. Listen, disgusting work. Now we're going to get deeper into this situation. And after I break down Mrs. Shakur, then we gonna go to the higher ups and the elites. Because I know a lot of y'all come here, y'all watch the live stream, y'all double back, y'all check out the content, and the game I give, you ain't gonna get nowhere else. But we want to stay right where we at, Mrs. Shakur. Listen to me, Mrs. Shakur. Tupac is out of here. Tupac Shakur, Mrs. Shakur, Tupac he's been deleted. I know it's hard to take in. If you were 80s baby and you was alive when Tupac was deleted out there at the Tyson fight and we all got the news and everybody was upset, but for some reason you ain't been able to face reality. And not only was Tupac deleted out there in Vegas, Tupac didn't want you. I don't know where you are getting these stories. Now I get it. You was a beautiful girl. Even back then, you had beautiful eyes, and we all had a thing. We all had a thing, right? For Jada Pinkett Shakur. We all had a thing for her as youngsters, but as soon as we saw somebody else that was thicker, as soon as we saw a real woman, we forgot about Mrs. Jada. Let me give you an example. How many of you guys saw the movie? How many of you guys saw the movie Jason's Lyric? Oh, I'm gonna give y'all some good game. A lot of you youngsters don't know, but you should go on YouTube. You should go on your Netflix, and you should pull up Jason's Lyric. It was a classic. It was a classic movie. But I'm gonna give y'all some game because I was a youngster, and I remember feeling this. I remember the first time I really felt this, and it has something to do. It has something to do with Jada Pinkett Shakur. Now, let me give you some game. In this movie, Jason's Lyric, Jada was the love interest in the movie. She was the main character in the movie, and she was this little, pretty little girl, little slimmy, and she was built like a 15-year-old boy. I mean, the same body she got now, she had in that movie. She was built like a teenage boy, but she had some curly hair and she had pretty eyes. And in this movie, she was the love interest. But I remember when I saw Tretch, and Tretch in this same movie was dating Pepper from the rap group Salt and Pepper. Ooh, I'm talking about her. She was a stallion before Megan Thee Stallion was a stallion. Go back, look at the movie, Jason's Lyric, and you'll see a stallion before Megan Thee Stallion was a stallion. And I remember as a young kid, as a young boy watching this movie, I saw Jada Pinkett. I thought she was a beautiful girl. And then when I saw Pepper, I understood the difference in the two. This is a That's just for looks. Pepper is a woman. Woo! And I say all that to say this. Tupac had feelings for you, Jada, Shakur. Tupac thought that you was a rose in a rose garden. He wanted to water you, and he wanted to, be nurturing to you. But you wasn't nothing like Adina Howard. You wasn't built like Quincy Jones' daughter. Pac wasn't into you like that. So even watching, Jada come out now, and we gonna get back to her marriage, but right, stop acting like Pac was just, so smitten over you. Pac was hitting a lot of women. You had to be alive. You had to be alive in this day and age when Tupac Shakur was the man, and he was all over the place, and Tupac was hitting all different type of women. Pac was hitting all different type of women, and he really wanted to marry Quincy Jones' daughter. Stop painting the narrative. Stop painting the picture that Pac was just so smitten, and he just come on, my G. It's somebody need to sit down and figure out what medicine Jada Pinkett Shakur needs. Jada Pinkett Shakur is going through she's having mental health issues right now. Tupac Shakur has passed away, and he's been deleted for almost 30 years. And you mean to tell me when you speak about him, you see how she was smiling? You got a whole family. You carrying Will Smith, you carrying his whole last name. And when you talk about Tupac Shakur, you smiling and cheesing. I can literally see your wisdom teeth and your molars. You was smiling more than Lil Baby at the damn mansion party. Jada Pinkett Shakur, when she talks about Tupac Shakur, she's smiling bigger than Lil Baby at the all-white party being sandwiched with two men. I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about with Lil Baby. You saw the picture of Lil Baby showing all his damn teeth. Jada Pinkett literally gets wet when she talks about a dead man. Has nobody said this? Has nobody gave this game up? And I just wanted to drop that right there for you. Somebody get this to Jada. From the outside looking in, sweetheart, it is disgusting work. It don't look like what you think it look like. When you talking about Tupac, when you disrespecting your husband, like from the outside looking in, shorty, it looks terrible. And again, I've been a little under the weather. Yeah, anybody in tune with the channel know I've been a little under the weather, but I had to come back and say something about this because I already gave y'all a video about marriage and stick with your race and marry you a beautiful black queen. But like I said, man, with every positive, it's a negative. With every yin, it's a yang. This is the other side of the coin. Will Smith obviously rushed into this situation. I don't know what was going on, but he didn't figure out exactly who he was marrying. But you already know it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface, right? It's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. So we gonna scratch the surface, but right now, again, I want to stay right here. Jada Pinkett Shakur. Now, even beyond Tupac, because that's already deep enough. That's deep enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's disgusting work watching Jada Pinkett talk about Tupac. It's disgusting work watching her just drool over a dead man that obviously was not trying. Trust me, he didn't. You telling me he didn't? Y'all didn't even have intercourse. Y'all wasn't ever even physical. Pac was a highly sexual dude. Like he was running through. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was a beast with it. He smashed Faith right under Biggie Small's nose. He was a beast. You don't think he would have knocked your boots? I'm trying to tell you, I'm not trying to body shame. But when you built like you 12 years old, when you built like a teenage boy, like it ain't something, trust me, man. Especially when you got stallions running, when you, come on, man. You understand? So that's already disgusting work. But then you let August Alsina bust you down. I want to really break down how sick, how mentally disturbed Jada Pinkett Shakur is. And before I get into August Alsina, Jada, Tupac rolling in his grave, watching you smut out the way you was smutting out. Tupac would be disappointed in you. Tupac would be disappointed in you, Jada Pinkett Shakur. To find out, looking down from heaven, looking down from the upper room, when I ain't even, listen, you already know, the upper room, watching you get bust down by August Alsina. So I want to put that out there. Just how, and Pac, I'm speaking for you right now, man. Just how disgusted we was. Entanglement? You got entangled. Yeah, you got entangled in some dick. I'm sorry, YouTube. You got entangled. Yeah, you got goddamn entangled, all right. Yeah. You got entangled. But anyway, right? And I just feel like, Will should have did this. But I'm going to give y'all the real reason that Will Smith is not reacting and he's not moving and he's not doing the things that we all feel he should do. I'm going to give y'all the game on that. But Mrs. Shakur, Tupac is rolling in his grave, watching you get entangled and come on, man. Come on. All right, so let's get a little deeper into this. You got to think to yourself how mentally disturbed Jada is, how sick she is, how deep in the industry she is. Because any man, any fully grown man standing on grown man business that got a daughter, you understand me? And, you invite the daughter to have her friends come over, and one of the friends is she's sick. She's having problems. She's having depression issues, and you as a man, you console that daughter, that little girl. Oh, she's a young girl. She's 20-something years old, but her mind is young. Her mind hasn't matured yet. And as a man, you take advantage of that little girl and you have sex with that little girl, the world will shun you. The world will throw you under the jail. You'll have to register, if you know what I mean. They'll make you register. Yeah, you have the R word attached to your name. But Jada, a fully grown woman, an old woman, all right, at this, goddamn, what you doing? You're pushing 60. Willow and Jaden, they're awkward. They're anime. They watch animation and they they weird. They weird. They bring Jaden say, Mama, I'm gonna bring one of my friends to the house. You might know who he is. His name is August Alsina. And you get to talking to August and Will, he agrees. Let August stay with us. He's going through some depression. He's a young man trying to find his way. And you nurture him back to health. You groom him and you fuck him. Excuse me. Listen, YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I ain't supposed to talk like that on YouTube. I know y'all don't like when I talk like that. It's a problem, but I had to say it. I had to keep it real. I carved out a lane for the real, my G. And I'm the only one in it. You ain't gonna see nobody else on YouTube. You ain't gonna see nobody else on this app giving Jada Pinkett Shakur the business like grown man business is giving her the business. So you groom that young man, you got his mind back healthy, and you had sex with him. Disgusting work, Jada. That's sick. The industry, when you're deep in the industry, when you spend so much time in the industry, you start to learn. You start to the ways of the industry starts to rub off on you. So she only did what she subconsciously knew to do. I'm gonna take this young guy in. He's not all the way mentally mature. His brain hasn't matured fully. He's going through some things. He's a little bit dysfunctional, and I'm gonna groom him. And then, yeah, she did what she do. She got entangled. But I want to show you the just how disgusting that was. That old yapper. Oh, that old Jada Pinkett yapper. After August Alsina got a taste of that, he joined the LBG 123 ABC community. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Listen what I'm saying to you. Pac didn't want it. Pac smelled the skunk coming off that little thing that you had. But yeah, he smelled the locker room. It smelled like a teenage middle school boy's locker room, and he didn't want it. August Alsina, he fell for the trap. August Alsina, he fell for the bait. He was seduced by a cougar, an absolute cougar. And after he got a taste of that cougar, after he got a taste of that putty cat, after he got a taste of that pussy cat, yeah, that's what Jada Pinkett Shakur has between her legs, a damn pussy cat, wolf pussy. Yeah. Just like in Friday when he said you come down here with that wolf pussy, that's what she got between her legs, and she gave it to August. August ain't had no wolf pussy since. August Alsina ain't been in no pussy cat. He ain't been in a cougar. He ain't been in none of that since he went and got a boyfriend. See, and that's what I'm talking about. That shit should be illegal. And if it was let me tell you something. If it was a grown man that did that to a young adult, a young girl that's not fully developed, and he damaged her, threw that eggplant in her and damaged her to the point where she don't want no more eggplant. Allegedly. Yeah. But, well, allegedly. Yeah, I appreciate that. Because you know what? It's right there in front of your face. We all seen it. We all saw August Alsina get some of that wolf pussy and then go to the LBG and the 123 in the ABC community. You know, the Rainbow Coalition. But we got to say allegedly. We got to say allegedly. So I'm going to do that. I appreciate that. Yeah. You 100% right. Salute to my day one investors. But if a man would have did that and damaged that young lady that doesn't have a fully mature brain, and he shoved that eggplant in her, and then next thing you know, she done ran to the community, and she's a Rainbow Coalition member now, we would all be looking at him. All of us would be saying, damn, yo, you a predator, homie. You a predator. So I'm using these stepping stones because I want to break down what we are seeing, what we have been seeing. This is the dark side of marriage. Because what you got to understand is, first and foremost, the industry, they don't believe in family. The industry, the higher-ups and the elites, they don't believe in family. And worse than family, a black family. Yeah, I had to come back I had to give y'all, I had to double back. They do not, one of the worst things listen, I'm talking top 3. of the worst things that the higher ups and the elites and the number one, what they trying to is exterminate is black families. And not only a black family, but a power family, a power couple. So, you know, it was destined to fail. It was destined to be a circus. It was destined. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we looking at all these things. We're not seeing any charges being pressed. We're not seeing any real backlash for Miss Jada Pinkett Shakur, because again, I'm taking the Smith off your name. Hey, you know, with all of these things happening, with Jada Pinkett having entanglements, rolling around on cock, I'm talking about not just rolling around on cock, but her son's friends. I'm talking, she's smashing her son's friends. And then she's using these situations and trying to monetize, having whole conversations for the world to see. You know, after all of these things that are happening, after all of these interviews, and she can't hide her feelings for Tupac Shakur, a man that been dead for almost 30 years. Now we started to see the consequences of those actions. Yeah. We start to see the reaction to every action. And this is why I want to sit right here I want to just sit right on this topic. I want to just stay right in this area for 2 or 3 or 4 seconds. The reaction that I want to point out is that Willow, because we already talked about Jaden, and we already know they weird, both of them weirdos. And we already talked about Jaden, his homies smashing his mama. But now we want to talk about Willow. You know, Willow is just so distraught. She's a young woman and she can feel the energy from her mama. Her mama is just all over the place. We don't know what's going on, but what I do know and what Willow does know is that her last name is not Smith. Her last name is Shakur. So what does a young Willow do? Willow writes a letter to a dead man. Dang it. Yo. Willow writes a letter to Tupac Shakur, begging him to come back. She said, come back, please come back to us so my mother and me can be happy. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I've been seeing a lot of people in my DMs and a lot of people in the clips talking about this. But as a grown man with a daughter, with two daughters, I'm going to tell you something. If I ever found a letter in your damn room asking another man, dead or alive, to come back, please come back, so that you and your mama could be happy, you and your mama ass getting out. You understand me? I don't want to talk about it. There is no conversation. You and your mama, your ass is going to get, now the man in the graveyard. So I'm sure you can make your way that way to the grave. You got to get your ass out of here. Don't you understand that? Before you leave, you're going to take the last name. You can't, listen, you can't be my daughter writing to another man that your mama used to want to be with, talking about, can he come back, please, so y'all could be, and have my last name. Hell no. No, I wouldn't give a goddamn how old you is. I wouldn't care how you could be. I'm talking about my blood babies, my daughters. Your ass out of here. And I'm going to pull my son to the side, and I'm going to say, listen, man, you feel the same way about that? Huh? You want Tupac Shakur to come back? Huh? You can stay with daddy. But if your ass want to, you got to go with everybody out the house. Everybody ass out the house. I don't care, man. And I don't care what grade you was in. Willow ass could have been in 3rd grade. If I found the damn handwriting in third grade crayon talking about you want Tupac Shakur, your ass out of the house. Your last name is no longer Smith. Your last name is no longer Smith. You can't have my last name. Listen. Yeah, listen. Your ass need to go change it to Shakur. But Will Smith, and I mean, he got big money. I'm talking about, I'm that petty, man. I will get lawyers involved. My lawyers that I keep on retainer, I bring their ass out of retirement. I bring their ass off retainer. I got work for you. What's going on, Mr. Grown Man Business TV? Well, listen, you know, I want my wife, my daughter, and whoever else that want Mr. Tupac Shakur ass to come back. I want their last name to be changed to Shakur. I don't want them to be able to legally, listen. And I want their ass out. Matter of fact, y'all can keep this house right here. I'm gonna go get some shit. I'm gonna go, and I'm talking about for real. I can't rock with you. Ain't nothing else to talk about. And I have people in the DMs, well, you gonna disown your children? Yes. Your ass is disowned. You want that man to come back? Well, go ahead and roll around in the grave with him then. Roll around in the grave with him. So it's always a action and then there's a reaction. And one of the reactions was Willow Smith writing a letter to a damn dead man. Think about how sick this is. Think about how sick Jada Pinkett Shakur is. And then look at how it's trickling down through the babies. I ain't gonna lie, man. And I'ma calm down because that shit make me, I ain't gonna lie, that shit make me get hot, and I get hyped with that. It's a lot of things your ass can do as a child. It's a lot of things your ass can do to hurt your daddy, to hurt your daddy feelings and make your daddy feel unappreciated, and your daddy go out and do all these movies and Independence Day and the Wild Wild West, and I'm bringing home the money, and I'm taking care of Tupac. Ain't never had this kind of goddamn money. Do you understand how poor your ass would be if Tupac Shakur came back and your monkey ass went over there with Tupac Shakur? Your ass would be poor. I done went out here, got all this money. I done got jiggy with it. I done did all these different things. And you gonna write Tupac a letter and beg him to come back so you and your mama could be happy? But the whole thing is, I know y'all, your ass ain't gonna be happy. Tupac can't afford no damn mansion like this. See, I get the, see, again, I get my lawyers involved. I will start pulling strings. They'll be like, Daddy tripping. Nah, I'm going all the way. And then I get to stunting on y'all. You thought Tupac ain't living like Will Smith, the goddamn Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Oh, I'm gonna show you, monk. I'll show your ass too. I'll show you. You call me about some money? Oh, Daddy, I know we've been going through it, but I need some allowance. My money is getting short. I put all the cards in Jada Pinkett Shakur name and Willow Shakur. Yes, been naming, and they say the cards ain't working because they saying that there's the wrong name on it. But no, that's the right name. Now go to your damn daddy. Go knock on his grave and see if he can put that money and put that allowance on top of up in the chop your ass down. Put your ass, yeah. Put your ass in a single family house. That's all Tupac Shakur could afford when he passed away. Tupac ain't living like me. I would flex, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's a real big reason why Will Smith hasn't done the things that we would do. Yeah. Every time I pull up to the house, every time you call me, listen, my voicemail picture me rolling. That's what my voicemail would be. Picture me rolling. Come with me, Hail Mary, run quick, see. What do we have here now? Do you want to ride? I'm talking about my voicemail. I changed all my social media. I'm talking about I will go get the biggest Bentley, the biggest Cullinan, the biggest Rolls Royce, the biggest shit you could buy. And I'll be bumping that la, 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 la. I ain't a killer, boy, don't push me. So you feel me? Shit, you crazy? Are you crazy? Yeah. Shit, I'm telling you. And I get my lawyers to change your last name to Shakur. Let's see how the Shakur estate, let's see if the Shakur estate can handle your bills, your monthly bills. Tupac wasn't living like that. Hey, Suge Knight was taking Tupac. Tupac ain't had nothing in his name. You see how he turned out? The nigga's everybody was trying to get money. Tupac estate was in shambles. So yeah. But on the deeper, man, all jokes aside, like that got to be like some of the worst pain, bruh. To see that your own child as a youngster realizes and recognizes that her mother is stuck on this man named Tupac Shakur, all the way to the point that they write a letter saying, please come back. Well, guess what? He can't come back. He dead. He dead. I'm rubbing your goddamn face. It is what it is. I ain't delete him. I ain't do nothing to him. His ass dead. He out of here. I'm talking about you want that. Bro, your ass, listen, you can't live with me. Your monkey, you cannot live with me, bruh. You can't live in this house. You hear the echoes. It's echoes, yeah. Yep. You hear that? She ass out here. Your ass had to get out. I'm talking right now. Right now. Soon as I find a letter, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Your ass out of here. Your ass out of here. All right? So I just needed to get that off my chest. Uh, uh, you know, I needed to get that off my chest. Jada, Tupac is disappointed in you. Tupac, trust me, the little young Jada Pinkett Shakur that he knew from back in the day and going to school, he would have never thought you wasn't even trying to give it up the wolf pussy back in the day. You was being selfish, and now you rolling around giving that wolf pussy up to August Alsina. And it's some wolf pussy because soon as August got that wolf pussy, we seen what he turned out. Google August Alsina right now. When you get off this live, Google August Alsina and look what that wolf pussy did to him. Now, I needed to get that. I needed to get that out and put it into the atmosphere. You understand me? Jada, you need to keep that little wolf pussy to yourself from here on out. We don't want nobody else. Don't nobody else want it. You ain't seen nobody else trying to hit it. August is the example that every man needed to see. And we all saw it. And if you know it or not, we all saw. I'm telling you, we all saw it. We all saw what that wolf pussy did to August. It is disgusting work. You keep that wolf pussy to yourself. But you know, it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. And you gotta ask yourself, right? Now we gonna go to a whole nother angle. I really just wanted to, steamroll Jada Pinkett Shakur real quick. I done gave her 43 minutes of just steamrolling. You got in an entanglement and gave that wolf pussy to August Alsina. You trickled that disgusting mindset and that mental illness down to your daughter to where she'd have been writing letters to a dead man. You did this, Jada Pinkett Shakur. You did it. Writing letters to a damn dead man who, come on, we know you're alive. He ain't alive, man. I'm sorry to tell you, man. I was alive when he got smoked. He ain't make it. You understand me? He didn't make it. All right? So with all that going on, with everything going on, with the amount of money that Will Smith has accumulated, you would think to yourself, like, why is Will holding on to this? Man, listen, man, Jada done lost all her hair due to alopecia. She 110 pounds, soaking wet. I mean, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Carly LaRae is thicker than goddamn Jada Pinkett Shakur. Carly LaRae way more than Jada Pinkett Shakur. So you gotta ask yourself, why wouldn't Will Smith pull a Michael Jordan? Why wouldn't he pull a Michael Jordan? Now, if you don't know, Michael Jordan, big money, Jordan's big money, and Jordan was Jordan like white women. I just gotta say it. Jordan likes Caucasian women with dog fur hair, and the hair smell like Newport 100s, and the hair smell like Sassoon shampoo and cigarettes. That's what Michael Jordan like. And Jordan was married to a black woman, and Jordan was tired of that. He was tired of that goddamn wolf pussy. He didn't want no more of it. Jordan was fed up. I just look like this, but I'm an 80s baby, so a lot of this, you youngsters, if you might not, I'm giving you the game. I'm gonna articulate it, and I'm gonna break it down for you, and you can run with it how you want to. But Jordan was tired of that wolf pussy, and Jordan didn't want it no more. And Jordan, he said, "Listen, this is what I like. I want white women, and we gonna get a divorce, and this what's gonna happen." And he gave his ex-wife, he gave her a nice lump sum. I'm talking a lot of money to make her comfortable, make her happy, and they severed ties. And Jordan went off into the world and made $1 billion. And every time we see him, he got a different white woman with him, and it's a blonde hair right here, and he got a brunette, and then some, you look at on his yacht, he got a redhead, and he hitting white women. Michael Jordan is running through white women. So then you ask yourself, why hasn't Will Smith pulled the same card out the deck? Why hasn't he pulled the same ace and slammed it down? Now we already know, back in the day, it was black love. We was looking at Will Smith, and we was looking at Jada Pinkett Smith, and we was as an example of what it could really be like, of a black power couple that has kids and are at the top of the world. But Will, we done seen for a long time now, that ain't what it is, man. Y'all not the example we thought y'all was. This ain't something that's new. We done seen this shit a long time now, that y'all ain't the example we thought y'all was. And y'all done fell apart in the public eye. Y'all done fell apart. And then now it's just overkill. Like, we watching shit, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Right? So, they asking, and they coming to me, and they saying, well, why you think Will ain't left Jada? Now we gonna get into the to the bread and butter. Now we gonna get into the angle that I love so much. The higher ups and the elites in the industry. Now, you gotta understand something. I want to give it the right way. I'm still a little under the weather, and I'm gonna get this off real fast. Now, Jada and Will, they've been doing their thing for a long time. They've been married for a long time. They both been in the industry for a long time. And it's always been rumors about open relationships and how they get down with X, Y, and Z. Will Smith, like it or not, I knew that Will Smith was a bisexual man. A long time ago, he did a movie. I can't think of the name of it, but he had a scene where he kissed a white guy in the mouth, and this is a movie like in the 80s or the early 90s, and that shit was just too real. You understand? Like, the way he kissed that man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was too real. So I knew from back then that something was fishy with Will. I knew from back then that the Will Smith had that sugar in his tank. Oh, I think that's the movie, 6 Degrees of Separation. I'm sure that's the movie. Salute, Kimberly. Exactly. I was younger when I saw this movie, but I vividly remember that scene. I don't remember too much of anything else about the movie, but I remember everything was going smooth. And this is back in the day when the Rainbow Coalition wasn't so prevalent. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something that you was used to seeing. The agenda hadn't formed. It hadn't snowballed the way it has now. So when I saw that scene, it burned in my mental Rolodex as a young man. That's something I'm not with. Like, I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see that scene and be like, oh, yo. I looked at that scene and I instantly was like, what the like, hell no. And it was like a passionate, it is what it is, right? So what you got to understand is this, right? The difference between Michael Jordan and Will Smith is that Will has engaged in the filth of the industry. Will Smith has engaged in the all-white parties, the late night, the coked out all-white parties in Miami and the ones in the hidden hills that we don't know about. See, back in those days, there was no cell phones. There was no social media. There was no blog sites to expose these dudes. So again, you don't even have to be in the industry to know and hear the rumors of the orgies that Jada would have with Will and all of the kids, allegedly, the young adults, allegedly. And I'm gonna really give y'all, I want to really give y'all a beautiful example of this present day. But Jordan didn't get his money and indulge in the filth of the industry. Jordan used to like to gamble. Jordan liked white girls low key. So Jordan was able to get out the situation, pay out the situation. Without his wife, Jordan wife don't have no secrets on him. Jordan wife don't have nothing that she can expose to the media and ruin Jordan's name and ruin his brand and ruin his endorsements and ruin his money and ruin his life. Jordan hit off with $100 million and was, watch out. I need that snow bunny right there. I need that one, and I need her. She got extra pink toes. She got extra pink toes right there. Her hair smell like Newport 100s, and it smell like Sassoon shampoo, and I need that. That's what Jordan did. Will can't do that. Think about how all of this is going on, and Jada's on social media. She's smiling. She's laughing. She's she's not a woman that's looking and thinking and acting as if, yo, I'm hurting this man that I say I love. I want to protect him. I don't want him to look a certain way, allegedly. She's smiling with Fat Joe. She's doing interviews. She's walking around Baltimore and she's talking about Tupac Shakur. And why is that? It's because Jada got a lot of secrets on Will Smith. Oh, you don't really want to get a divorce. You don't really want to take it that far. Jada got a lot of secrets on Will Smith. Yeah. Jada know that Will like to get played with back there, allegedly. Jada done had threesomes and foursomes and fivesomes with three men and two women, and she done watch Will get down, and yeah, allegedly. So Jada don't have no respect. She don't respect Will as a man. That's why she got in an entanglement and she set Will Smith ass down on that at that red table, and she had that conversation with him. What woman, well, yo, that's unprecedented. Shit don't happen, son. It's no man, I don't care really who he is, like, that's gonna even take that. That's gonna sit there and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't happening, go. You did it already, all right, but we not gonna talk about it on the red. We not gonna talk about it on the, we not doing that. We not doing that. Any man, it doesn't matter. He could be a construction worker. He could be working at Walmart, stacking shelves. You're not gonna smash his son's homie and then we gonna be on the red table talk, but she has no respect for Will Smith. So yeah, Jada got to take accountability, but Will got to take. See, a long time ago, the last thing, and again, I like to talk like this because a lot of the youngsters don't know what the world feels like without cell phones. A lot of the youngsters don't know what the world feel like without having social media. But a long time ago, the last thing you could fathom was that we would be able to hold these phones in our hands and do this shit what we doing right here. The last thing these superstars and these celebrities and the higher ups and the elites thought was going to happen is that they could be exposed in this way. So back in the day, them same parties that we saw Lil Baby get sandwiched in sword fight with two other men. I'm talking about he had an eggplant to the back, he had an eggplant to the front, and I could see his molars. Yo, this Lil Baby was smiling so hard, I could see his fucking teeth in his molars, his wisdom teeth. Those parties had nobody to expose them. So now that you thinking like that, right? There was no parties, there was no internet. Imagine how wild Mr. Get Jiggy was. Yo, getting jiggy with it. Y'all wasn't alive, y'all wasn't around for the Big Willie style movement. I gotta laugh, yo. I gotta laugh, yo, because this nigga, Will Smith shit was called Big Willie style. Bruh, when I hear that shit now as like a grown man, it don't sound cool, man. Big Willie, his shit was a Big Willie. This nigga was in Miami. This nigga was in LA. He was everywhere. And he was knocking off a lot of women. But you better believe those Transformers, he was knocking those off too, allegedly. He was doing the Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Leaving the dildo on the sink, allegedly. All you got to do is look at Jada and look at the actions, and you know that the things that she know about Will Smith that we not privy to is what's steaming, what's driving this whole situation. So a lot of people been asking me, Grown Man Business TV, why don't Will Smith leave? Why don't he do this? Why? Because, yo, you write letters to Tupac, your ass going to live with Tupac. Yes, do an interview with these people. You're talking about Tupac. I'm going to get my lawyers, and they going to set it up, and we're going to get your name changed to Miss Jada Pinkett Shakur, and your ass going over there with Tupac. I don't know where he's at. Your ass going over there. I cut your ass off. I cut your money off. I cut your allowance off. Any car I'm talking about, Jada ain't no big superstar. Jada ain't getting no money. You married the money. I'm going to handle your ass with these lawyers. The reason why he ain't doing that is because it's slowly coming out. Everything's slowly being exposed. And if he makes a false move, if he gets on social media and he antagonizes Jada and he disrespects Jada and he lashes out, that's gonna be the green light for Jada to give you what she got, and she got a lot. I already know, man. I already know. The way Sukiyana talk about eating man's ass, I know that Will Smith, they've been doing that they've been doing that. They've been doing that. I'm talking about back in the day when that shit just wasn't a real thing. Now, they been getting coked out and doing these things at these parties. Now, allegedly. Now, I want to give y'all an example of present day. This is going to be the perfect example of what Will is going through, so that you can kind of, now, and I done broke it down for you. I done gave you the game. I done gave it to you. I carved out a lane for the real. I'm the only one in it. So I done gave y'all the game, but I want to take it a step further and give y'all an example, because it's not just Will and Jada. This shit is all through the industry. It's rampant through the industry. And the perfect example is Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. When you look at that situation and you say to yourself, everybody's like, why don't Dwayne Wade do this? And why is he letting Gabrielle do that? And that's your son. And it's because Gabrielle Union got leverage on Dwayne Wade. I know we remember Dwayne Wade and that's allegedly, but I know we remember Dwayne Wade from winning championships and dunking the basketball and oh, right? But Dwayne Wade at those parties after the championship, those mansion parties, Dwayne Wade been tampered with. He done had a colostomy. He done had his colon cleaned at the doctor. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And see, that's why, it's not because Dwayne Wade loves it. And I'm going to talk about that, Loso Warrior. You 100% right about that. But it's not because Dwayne Wade is just so into what Gabrielle Union is into. It's not because he just feel like everything that they doing is right. He don't really have no... Bro, you want her to expose, damage your image, damage your legacy? I mean, because if we was to know you was getting your colon and getting your colostomy and getting your colon cleansed, if we knew that, we wouldn't look at you the same way. We already looking at you sideways, Dwayne Wade. Imagine if she spilled the beans on your ass. Yeah, you be running around here in booty shorts, yeah, with a halter top on. After that, you just could come out the closet for real. And it's the same thing with Will Smith. Look at his eyes. Look at Will Smith's eyes. He's in a confused state. He know a lot of the things he did. He don't never want to make the light of day. He know what he did to get on. He know and kind of piggyback off of the homie Solo Warrior. Like I've been said this. We all everybody talks about Puff Daddy or talks about Jay-Z or talks about this person or talks about that person. But the real question that you always got to ask yourself is, who did they learn the game from? Puff Daddy. He learned the game from Andre Harrell. These other dudes learned the game from Quincy Jones. Oh, and the cocaine back in those days was so pure. There wasn't a such thing as fentanyl. These dudes was getting the purest. They would have mansion parties with coke everywhere, and everybody, yeah. And if you want to go to the top, you want to get this Independence Day movie, and you want to, don't worry, we're gonna break you in, Will. We're going to break you in. 6 degrees of separations. We got a good scene in there. We need you to do it. We need you to do it. But once you do that scene, we know that you're down with the get down. We start inviting you to these parties. Huh? Dildos on the sink, allegedly. Russell Simmons. These dudes had to learn it from somewhere. They had to learn it. So now that you come to Grown Man Business TV, right? You can see through the smoke and mirrors. You pull the curtain back and you can see what's going on the other side of the curtain. Now I want y'all to think. I really want y'all to really envision this in your mental Rolodex. Remember back when Fresh Prince was out, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Pull up, born and raised on the playground. You know the song. Where I spend most of my days. Remember, I want you to remember how you felt, how we all felt when we would see that show. How, like, subconsciously, we would kind of wish that we had an Uncle Phil. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real. You the only father that I ever knew. I get my shit together, I'ma be a better you. How we used to feel when you would see that intro, when you would see Will Smith get in that cab and roll up to a mansion. When you would see Will Smith live in that mansion and have a butler. And in every episode, he had the newest J's on. In every episode, he had the flyest shit on. And we see the Nike Tech outfits, and we would see the J's and all the freshest Jordans. That's how we didn't have the internet. That's how we saw the new shit. Martin had on the freshest J's. A Different World, they had on the freshest, newest J's. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he had the, remember how you felt when you saw that. Now think to yourself what he had to do to get that. Whew. Listen again, I carve a lane for the real, my G, and I'm the only one in it. I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. This is no competition. I'm not competing with nobody. The game is the game. Jazzy Jeff. Remember how you felt when you saw him and Jazzy Jeff make it out of poverty, and they was out there in California, somewhere in the hidden hills, in a big ass white mansion. See, back in the day, we didn't have the information. So I remember how I felt like, damn, I wish I had that. I wish I had an uncle that was rich and did right and could, you know what I'm saying, could tell me to come out to Cali and live in a big-ass white house. But with the information I know, I'm so glad I didn't have that. Not the way he got it. What you think he did with Quincy Jones to cement that show, to lock in that show? And Jada know about all of that. Exactly. Yeah. We all was like, damn, Solo. We all was like, damn. We all used to sit at the TV. You know what kind of, yeah. You know what kind of mouth you gotta drop to get a show like that? You know what you got to do at that mansion party to get a show like that? And now that we know the story, I really want to put it in your face. I really want you to understand this. Now, remember, Will had went broke. Shit was falling apart for Will Smith at this present time in his life. Things wasn't going right. He gets a random call, a mysterious call. That Quincy Jones and X, Y, and Z, they want him for this upcoming show called the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Oof. Listen. And he's telling Jazz. I seen the whole documentary. I seen the whole thing. I seen the whole play. And he said he's telling Jazz, do you think I should take it? And they like, yeah, and we gonna fly you out to Cali. And he went to some party out there and they introduced him and said he's gonna be the new face, and he did a little thing and he was a rapper, and the rap shit wasn't working. The rap shit wasn't working because he didn't cuss. He wasn't gangster. It wasn't NWA. It wasn't that street rap. So everybody used to kind of joke Will Smith. He was like the butt of all the jokes when it came to rap. He was broke. It wasn't looking up. And mysteriously, he ends up at a party in California. What you think he did for that? For them to get Nike to sponsor that show, for them to get that show, and for that show to do the numbers that it did. What you think he did? We already know what he did, allegedly. So I say all that to say this. It looks bad. I will never call that woman Smith again. I will never call her Jada Pinkett Smith again. It's Jada Pinkett Shakur. I don't care. You seen the thumbnail. Did you see the thumbnail? I had to give it all I got. You saw the thumbnail. You feel me? And it looks bad. And I mean, it's been looking bad for a long time. I mean, I just like everybody else, I was just so thrown by the whole August Alsina situation, the red table situation. Will Smith, it's like it's Will Smith, and then the Chris Rock situation, and now she's explaining and saying she had all of these things scream, get away from her. But how could you get away from her? How could you? When you know what's coming after that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. You know, I really wanted to give Jada the business first. But after giving Jada the business, now we gotta really go in depth on why and how is this happening? Why is this happening? You know? You understand what I'm saying? You know, the humiliation ritual. You know, all of these things take place. All of these things take place in the industry with the puppets of the industry. The top tier puppets, the low tier puppets, the middle tier puppets, all got strings being pulled by the Geppetto, my G. It's no way around it. Exactly. I heard about that too. So you get what I'm saying. You know, Will been a rainbow kid. Will been, but his image is not that. You know, you got the Wild Wild West, you got Independence Day. You know, before social media, before these phones, it was movies and the television shows that created the character, created the narrative that you gave to the public. You understand what I'm saying? So, that side of Will could never be exposed because we see him as the Fresh Prince. We see him as Independence Day, one of the biggest movies ever. Again, a lot of these youngsters don't really understand Big Willie style. They don't understand how big, Independence Day was. That shit was like one of the biggest movies ever. He was fighting aliens. Will Smith, Men in Black. Like, these things are images and narratives that are being painted for us before social media, before the day of information. Now you could just get on your phone. But as damaged as his career is, with everything that been going on with Miss Jada Pinkett, Shakur, and Chris Rock, that would be the last straw for Will Smith. For her to expose Will Smith for everything she know and everything she's seen that she can stamp and certify. We know if she say a dildo was, then I'm a believer. She was there, right? That's when you will see Will Smith hit rock bottom. That's when you'll see a Will Smith start losing houses, start losing bank accounts, start losing overseas accounts, never get work again. That's when you'll really see it. Like, yeah, Will's in a bad place right now. But give it 5 years. Give it the right PR movement. Give it the right care. And you can literally nurse Will Smith's situation. You can nurse it back. You can nurse it back to something. You can nurse. Will Smith is such a mega star. He's such a big puppet. He's such high profile that with the right PR movement, even with Chris Rock, with enough time and the right PR movement, he can get back in position to a certain extent. It's just got to be patient. But with Jada, if she was to ever expose the real Will Smith, say she got videos, they used to record them orgies, allegedly. They used to record them things. They used to, they didn't have cell phones. I'm sure it's VH1 tapes of Will Smith. You understand me? That will make Will Smith be like Javante West. What the boy named Javante? Like Will Smith will hit rock bottom. He'll fuck around, be homeless. So there is no getting out for Will Smith. Jada Pinkett is giving him the business right now. That the humiliation ritual is real right now. And she's smiling the whole way through. It's hurting our heart to watch Will Smith go through this. But he in too deep. His kids know what he was into. You think Jaden don't know what his daddy was doing? You think they ain't heard the stories? They in the industry. They know. The kinky parties that they mama was doing. They know. Big Willie style. Will used to literally kiss Jaden in the mouth. Jaden 16, 17 years old. He was French kissing him in the mouth. It's real deep. Like, I'm sure I'm barely scratching the surface. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact I'm barely scratching the surface. Ain't no telling how far they done went. Ain't no telling how far they done went, even with them babies. Even with Jaden and Willow. Ain't no telling how far they done went. So Will can't leave. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Going through this humiliation ritual, being embarrassed in front of the world by your so-called wife, that's something that Will probably would prefer than to fully be exposed for everything he's into. Epstein's Island. Epstein, like you know, Will Smith's name is on the list. So he's probably like, this is like, I can take this. Jada, keep doing your thing. I don't mind it. Get into an entanglement, embarrass me on TV, make me look like a sucker. I mean, just totally, you know, demasculate me and castrate me and behead me for the world to see. I'd rather that than the real secrets to be exposed. And he's praying that this is enough. Jada Pinkett Smith is the prime example of rushing into a marriage and rushing into a relationship with a female that you just want. You don't know her. You know, everybody back in the day kind of wanted Jada Pinkett. We all had little crushes on Jada Pinkett Shakur, but you know, she wasn't built, she wasn't voluptuous. So it was easy for our eyes to be deterred that way and look that way at the real voluptuous women like Pepper from Salt and Pepper, like Adina Howard and but Will, he was the one that instead of just looking at Jada and maybe kissing Jada, you know, he started pumping babies and married her. And this is the prime example of what the other side of marriage looked like, the other side of the coin. Yeah, man. And I ain't gonna lie, Solo, I just thought about that. So that's what made my wheels start turning when I was like, damn, I'm probably not even, bro, I'm barely scratching the surface with this shit. Like, I'm not even really, I'm not even 3 feet deep in the pool with this shit because the way he was kissing Jaden in the mouth, I mean, and I can only tell, I can only imagine the shit that he probably did or was allegedly, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna get into that. But I can only imagine if he was kissing that little boy in the mouth like that, maybe what was he doing with Willow? You know? If 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 Jada could just get an entanglement with his homie, who else been smashing that? Will obviously ain't smashing it. Who else they done walked in the house and you know and his homie that's a basketball player that played for Ohio State busting Jada down. Got her in the four. Nelson got her in the figure four. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that we ain't gonna know about because he not August Alsina. How many of Jaden homies that put Jada's Pickett Shakur in a damn pretzel? So when you really get into it, again, the third eye is always open. When you come over here, we gonna open the third eye. We gonna actually go in depth because it's a funny thing. Like that's why I had to, you know, make fun of this shit in the beginning of this live stream because it's funny. You know what I'm saying? But now we gonna take it to the next level. We gonna scratch the surface. We gonna go behind the curtain. We gonna really look at this. Any man would leave that. Will is filthy fucking rich. Will could easily hit Jada with 50, 60 million dollars. Get out my head, man. I'm about to get wild real quick. You want to play with August? I'm about to get wild. Why you think he ain't got wild? Will is still Big Willie. He looks young. He got hella paper. We living in a time of the city girls and Megan Thee Stallion and all these girls that just want to be splurged and tricked on and they'll do whatever. He could be Will Smith could be hitting Megan Thee Stallion right now. Megan Thee Stallion to bust it down for Will Smith. Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, like Will might could take Carisha off Diddy hands. He got that paper. He was Big Willie. He would get fly out there. He got that Philly swag. But Jada sucking the life out of Will Smith. She draining the life out of him. And he don't have no choice because he in too deep. She know what he is. She always talk about Tupac because Tupac was a man's man. Now, I spoke about this already. They was on the verge of getting Tupac. They was on the verge. They was right there. Quincy Jones. He had already had a falling out with Tupac because he let Tupac know, I'm trying to. Quincy was trying to, give that fellatio. Quincy was trying to get on his knees and do what he needed to do for Tupac, and he told him that. That's what Quincy wanted to do. So they was priming him, and Tupac rebelled, and Tupac, he wasn't feeling that. So they said, we got to get him another way. We got to figure out, okay, listen, Quincy Jones, he jumped the gun. He got too excited. So now we got to find another way. And they set up a photo shoot. And Tupac thought it was going to be at a studio. And it ended up being at some random little hotel. It's how they always get you. It was at a little hotel. It's Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. And y'all got him in a one-bedroom, little-ass hotel room, tight. And y'all tell him, get in this bathtub. And now, mind you, the bathtub ain't even a jacuzzi. The bathtub ain't even like some nice fly, it ain't even some Scarface type shit. Y'all got him in a regular tub, so he can't even fit in this shit. And y'all say, get naked. We gonna put these diamonds all over you. Tupac ain't even have a shaved head. Go find that photo of Tupac in the tub with the gold all on his nuts. Gold and chains all over his nuts. This nigga had the McDonald George Jefferson edge up. So they was figuring out and they was breaking him in. But he tragically passed away. Jada, he's gone. Jada, I just want to say it again. He was deleted. He died. So she remembers Pac for what he was, a man's man. Will has been fruity for a long time, my G. Will is, again, we didn't have this social media. So we see Will get in Will get in the jet, you know what I'm saying? It's Independence Day and he fly up in the air and he fight the aliens and he's shooting guns and shit, and next thing you know, he's a damn, he's a rapper and he got the Wild West, and we thinking Will a man like Will, but again, they got to show you the real. And 6 Degrees of Separations, he did that. He did that. He did that. Yeah. Yeah, Supreme Science, I ain't gonna lie. I remember pieces of that interview. I don't remember exactly everything that he said, but I do remember him saying, and that's why he was going at Dre so hard, calling him all those names and saying he was X, Y, and Z, and saying that Dre was, a Rainbow Coalition member because, and he broke it down in that interview, he was saying that he walked in on him and Quincy. So again, like the higher ups and the elites, they always working, bro. They always working. They always lining you up. They need evidence. And I just believe that Jada being in the industry so long, bro. Jada being in the industry, Jada being in the industry so long, she's been privy to a lot of information. That's why he was able to make her his wife, because she's not like somebody that's out of the know. Jada is in the mix. She's in the know. So that's why a lot of these basketball players, these entertainers, they all marry the same type of women, or they kind of pass the same women around, because these women are already exposed to the industry. They know what to do when they around these people. They know how to act. They know how, when to get it popping and when not to get it popping. It's something that you need to be trained on. You bring a random dude like me into one of these parties, and you get a Quincy Jones talking about what he gonna do to me, and I'm gonna end the party, because now I done did something to him. You know, I done broke his jaw allegedly, or did X, Y, and Z to him, and now they had to end the party, and he injured, and the police come. They need people that already know the industry, and Jada already knew the industry. And once he married her, he got comfortable. He exposed his hand. He showed her who he really is, what he really likes, how he likes it. I mean, when I really think about it, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did some man. Like, I'm sure she done. Yeah, I'm almost positive, homie. Look at Will Smith's eye. You can tell she done shoved something allegedly. She did that to him. And all these things she know, and he knows she know. So he has to take the humiliation. He has to sit in this shit. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. So to everybody in the chat, man. I just drunk some tea, some thorough flu. That shit is starting to kick in. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But I want to say this before I get off this live chat. Jada Pinkett, Shakur, yeah. Tupac ain't proud of you. Tupac ain't rocking with you. Tupac saw you. He been watching. Tupac, Tupac saying to herself up there, man, I knew that wolf pussy was. I knew it. I knew it. Something told me to stay away from that wolf pussy, and I wanted Jada. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Your ass write a letter to Tupac talking behind my back, I'm kicking everybody ass out the house. I want to put that out there too. My wife, my daughter, I wouldn't give a goddamn. But I ever found, it's a lot of things you could do to hurt a man, bruh. But that's some shit I ain't never heard somebody say that happened to them. Yeah, my daughter wrote a letter to a dead man that her mama used to have a crush on, begging him to come back from the dead because she wanted, and her mama want to be happy. They not happy with me. Yeah. Ass whoopings. Exactly. Kanye, that's a whole nother story. I was just, you know what's crazy, Solo? I was just I was just telling my nephew and shit, maybe a week or so ago, about that hooker that you was talking about with Kanye, how she became famous, how she came in the game, and how you can still Google or go on to P Hub, and you can pull up Kim K and Ray J and still see her swallowing semen to this day. Like, you can still see her, and I ain't gonna lie, she was definitely a demon back in those days, but you know. That's what I mean when I say the industry is you know, it's wicked, bro. And even the most powerful is of men, they get submitted. If it's by their wife, if it's by the lifestyle, if it's by the mansion party, if it's by visiting Epstein's island, if it's so many different tricks. If they slip a transmission in one of your videos, or like Biggie Smalls, they slip a transmission in the bed, they got a transmission at the bar, you doing all these scenes with transmissions, and yeah. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface, my G. And here at Grown Man Bandit TV, we are definitely scratching the surface. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Listen, man, salute to everybody that's in the live chat. And we gonna definitely lock in. You know, I hop in the truck tomorrow, cross the state lines at all times. You already know how I give it up over here. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Whatever you want to do, whatever you into, be sure to go get your credentials. Be sure to go get your credentials, man. If you culinary arts, CDL license, engineering, plumbing, electrician, pipe work, prep, whatever you into. It's not just about going to work. It's about going and getting certifications, my G. It's a lot of money out here, but I wanna really give y'all the game. I really want to give y'all some knowledge. Listen, the podcast game is oversaturated. If you want to do the podcast game, do it. But do it as a hobby and take it seriously until it turns into something. But in between time, if you a man and you standing on grown man business, you gotta be providing, my G. We all got things and that we want. We all got things we gotta pay for. Don't never let a motherfucker try to deter you from getting to a bag. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's not something you just don't get the success. I always tell people when I tell my youngsters there is no shortcut to success, my G. There is no shortcut to success. Billionaires, someday, somehow they work somewhere, they was interns somewhere, get the credentials. That's where the money at. And then do your YouTube or do your podcast or rap or do your rap, whatever you into. Write your books, write your movie scripts, whatever you into. Do that. Yeah, yeah, she was a professional. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I said this before, but I like to say it a lot. I like to say it again, right? When the shit came out, when Ray J did his thing and he introduced the world to Kim K, before the whole video came out, I would get three dudes that girls would say that I look like. They would say I look like Sammy. I like the way you look at me. I like to, right? That Sammy, right? Little singing dude. Girls be like, you look like Sammy. Then when I would have my little fitted cap to the back or whatever, girls would be like, you look like Memphis Bleak. Then I didn't have a beard and shit, you know what I'm saying? This is back in the day. I didn't have no beard, right? Oh, you look like Memphis Bleak. And then when I would get like a fresh cut, you know what I'm saying? Waves is spinning, they would say, you look like Ray J. And and this is far left, but I just want to tell this. I'll just give y'all some game, right? And the dudes will always try to joke. Oh, this nigga look like Brandy's brother. Oh, yo, man, you talk about he looked like Brandy's brother. This shit was like a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was thought they was funny, right? So I was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Then Ray J dropped that tape with Kim Kardashian. So the shit went overnight. This shit went from, oh, he looked like Brandy's brother, to women and girls and like chicks, you know what I'm saying, being like, you do look like Brandy's brother. Like, you seen that videotape of Brandy? Yeah, bruh. And I want to give a big salute to Ray J for that, because I'm gonna tell you, this shit was crazy. Like overnight, this shit was overnight, nigga. Like I was like the top fucking, like, yo, this boy, they thought I was, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I was young, single, and yeah. I mean, the rate went through the roof, man. This shit was crazy. So salute to Ray J for that, man. But the industry is demonic. You guys want to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? It went from, oh, that looked like Ray J's brother, to he do look like Brandy's brother. Like, oh, you are like Brandy's brother. Like, yeah, I am like Brandy's brother. I'm Ray J 2.0, baby. I am Ray J 2.0. And I took this shit to the next level. I did. Made it like, yeah, we was doing that. He was doing that. Um, so yeah, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, but like I said, man, now you can kind of, when you go back through this live stream, people come and y'all y'all rewatch this, or y'all, to everybody that's gonna come into this and into this live stream and watch it as a pre-record. Um, that's exactly why we're seeing what we're seeing with Will Smith. That's why it's not making sense. That's why we're saying, damn, Will Smith, do something. Man up. Nigga, let your nuts hang. Nigga, you Will Smith. What are you doing? Why is you letting Jada Pinkett Shakur with alopecia and weight loss, and she weighed 105 pounds soaking wet? Why is you letting this alien looking chick play you like that, bro? Like, why is you doing that? Like, everybody's getting a fucking divorce, man. This ain't 1922, man. You can get a divorce. We will not look at you any different. We actually are rooting for you to get a fucking divorce. It's really because he in too deep. After you get a divorce from Jada Pinkett Smith, what you gonna do? Your real side gonna come out. You gonna mess around and be, Bruce Jenner. You mess around and be Bruce Jenner allegedly. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So he can't. She got videos allegedly. She got stories. She done seen Will Smith take some. She done seen Will Smith do orgies and engage with men. She done seen Will Smith do orgies and engage with men. She don't respect him. And as soon as he play her to the left, as soon as Will Smith buck up, drop his nuts and buck on her, she gonna make him pick his nuts back up. Jada Pinkett Shakur gonna make him pick his nuts back up and goddamn tuck them nuts again. And yeah, is what it is, and it'll be what's gonna be, man. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. You already know, man. You know, it's Grown Man Business TV. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the bricks into the bottles. Straight off the bricks into the bottle. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. I'm not sugarcoat nothing. I'm not dressing nothing up. We giving it to you straight raw. Jada Pinkett Shakur, I had to give it to you straight raw. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man.